So today I'm going to be using the Warm Neutrals Volume 2 Sigma palette, and it looks like this. Love this palette. I think you got great set of colors. You got your natural colors up top. You've got a little bit of color, got a little bit of everything. You got some shimmer shades. You've got that crease color that I love. I always start off with this color with my eyeshadow looks. And this is really the palette that I like taking when I'm traveling, just because I can create different looks with this one palette. I'm not gonna be talking throughout the entire video, but I wanted to just break down a few tips and tricks and just a few pointers that I would recommend when it comes to eyeshadow. The number one is if you're in a place where there's a lot of heat, a lot of humidity, or if you get oily on your eyelid, I would recommend getting an eyeshadow base primer like this. This is the Sigma one. This is one of my favorites. You can also use a concealer if you want, but all you'll do is you'll take that base primer on your lid and just kind of blend it here or put it on, and then you can take a brush and just apply that on your lid. And what this is going to do is just going to kind of like you put a primer on your face. This is just going to help give you a very clean canvas per se for your colors. It'll also help your colors pop. Your shimmer shadows and shades also pop. This makes a huge difference. I don't always do this step, honestly. I will only do this if I know I'm going to be out and about all day, if I'm going to be outside a lot, or if I need my makeup to really last and my eyeshadow to really last. A concealer works just as well. If you want, you can use that, but that's one tip. You have your eyeshadow primer. Now on to the colors. So let's start off with the first eyeshadow look. Okay, so I went ahead and did my eyebrows off camera, and now I'm gonna start with my colors. So here's a few things. Whenever I'm doing my eyeshadow and I'm using different brushes, so like for example, if I'm using this color, this brush over here for my crease, I always keep this brush aside, because one thing I like to do is I like going back. If I'm adding more colors, I like going back with that one original brush. And so like if this is the color that I started with, the color on my crease, the very first color, I like going back and buffing that if I'm blending the colors, because sometimes I think it's just easier keeping the brushes set aside for each color. So even if, like, let's say I'm using a brush like this for a darker color on my lid, I will keep this brush set aside and I'll take that same color and I'll bring it underneath on my lower lash line just to complete the look. I tend to always bring the colors that I'm wearing on top. I like applying that on the lower lash line, which is something that you'll see me do sometimes. I also do like keeping a very fluffy brush like this to also just blend the colors together if I need to. That's just a little tip that I wanted to give, that always keep the brushes and the colors that you're using set aside. So we're gonna start off with the first look, and we're gonna go in with this toasty one right here. Going in with that toasty color on the crease here. And I love going in with a color like this first to apply on the crease, just because I feel like it diffuses the color and blends the colors very well and a little bit more naturally. So one thing also is when you're applying your shadow, don't hold your brushes right here like this. Hold it out, just because you want to have a very light pressure. You don't want to go like, you know, just blend it very naturally and keep a very light pressure. Okay, so that first color is applied to the crease. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go in with the After Hours, this one. I'm gonna apply that with a smaller brush on the outer and the inner corner. And I will link all the brushes that I'm using down below. And another tip I have is it's always easier to apply a little bit of color and then go back in and add more and build that color. I'm actually going to go in with a similar size brush. I'm gonna go in with this henna to blend in that first brown with the shade, the color that's on the crease, with this dark green here. And what you'll see is then I'll go take in that brush that I used the very first time. I don't have any product in it, just the color that's left over from Toasty. And I'm just gonna blend that darker brown And then to complete this look, I'm going to go in with this fool's gold and I'm going to apply it where you see where it's white here. Sometimes you can spray the brush a little bit with water or Fix Plus and it'll make shimmer shades pop a little bit more. I may or may not need it here. Let's see how this works. And then what I'm going to do is, again, saving that brush, what I'm going to do is apply that After Hours color a little bit, and what I can do is just kind of go over and blend it so the lines between them both are not as harsh. Okay, so I completed the rest of my foundation, highlighter, bronzer, lipstick, all that, and the only thing that's left to do is now, again, like I said, I like to bring those top colors and bring it on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that After Hours color right here and I'm just going to apply it on the bottom lash. And then I'm also going to take that Fool's Gold and also apply some of that shimmer on the bottom. And I'm gonna apply my mascara on my lower lid and then I will be done. Okay guys, so this is the finished look for the first look. Make sure to keep watching to see how I did 2 other looks with this one very Sigma eye palette. If you have any questions, make sure to comment below. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not. I will see you guys here again real soon, and make sure to comment below what eyeshadow palette would you like to see me wear 3 different ways. Thanks again so much guys. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.